Hello, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. If you are new here, consider joining the family by hitting that subscribe button and remembering that notification bell because that way you'll be reminded every time I upload a video. My name is Jenny, and on this channel I create budget-friendly home decor that's easy to do. So if you want to see some of my creations, keep watching. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching another one of my videos. I am so grateful and always truly appreciate the support. For this first DIY, I'm going to be using 3 of these wreaths that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Also from the Dollar Tree, I have some florals and some greenery here. These eucalyptic picks that I picked up from the Dollar Tree here are so pretty. I love the fall colors. I also have 2 of these fall picks that I'm going to be using for this wreath, as well as some of this ribbon. And I got this ribbon here from Hobby Lobby, and I got it 50% off, so I paid $1.49 for it. Also, I'm going to be using some of that new antique wax color paint from Walmart, and it is the Hello Hobby brand. I'm going to be using some jute cord as well. The first thing I'm going to do is distress all 3 of these wreaths using the antique wax color. This is not my favorite. I actually liked it, the Waverly antique wax color, better, but it's depending on what project I'm creating. Sometimes this color look okay, but I do like the Waverly antique wax color better. So what I'm going to do is just distress all 3 of these wreaths. After I get all 3 of these distressed, what I'm going to do is line them up how I want to connect them. So what I'm going to do is just connect all 3 of these wreaths by using some of that jute cord. I am going to tack it down a little bit with some hot glue, but not much because I didn't want it to be all the way stuck this way, because the way I want this wreath to do is fold in a little bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about later on in this video. So what I'm going to do is just tie the jute cord around, and I'm just going to continue to wrap it. I didn't want it to be neat, so I'm kind of going messy, just getting that rustic farmhouse look. So I'm just going to go around this a few times until I feel like it's enough, and I'm just going to add a little hot glue here and there. So after I finish wrapping it around and I have the desired amount, I am just going to cut the cord, and then I'm going to tack it down with some hot glue. And then what I'm going to do is repeat that step and do the same thing to the other side. And so after I get that complete, this is how it looks. And now what I'm going to do is just hot glue some of this jute cord to the wreath, and I am just going to wrap the cord around, leaving space in between each piece of cord, and you will see what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to continue doing that all the way around all 3 of these wreaths until I come back around to where I started. And now I'm just tacking down the cord and cutting off the excess. Now what I'm going to do is just cut all my greeneries and my florals off of the stems so that I can attach them to my wreaths. And what I'm going to do is attach the eucalyptic picks first, and I'm just going along the bottom of the wreath with these picks. I'm going to go a little bit towards the sides and just come along the bottom of the wreaths, and I'm going to swap over to the other side and add some, just so I can see that I have the same amount on each side. And then after I have all those attached, I'm going to now clip the fall picks off of the stems, and I'm going to attach those to the wreath as well. And as you can see, I'm going in with the previous greeneries and just a little bit added into the center wreath. And then once I get all of those in there, I'm going to go in with my last bunches of florals from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut those off the stems, and then I'm going to start attaching those in the middle. I love how this wreath is turning out. The colors are so beautiful. This is going to look great for the fall. And so after I get all of those attached in the middle, I am going to take that buffalo check ribbon and I'm going to attach it to the two wreaths on the end so that I can be able to hang this. And I'm just going to wrap it around the wreath. As you can see, take some hot glue to tack it down, and this is complete. And I absolutely love how it turned out. As you can see, you can fold the ends in and you can push them back and it can lay flat up against the wall, however you want to style this, but I think it came out so cute. And now I'm going to get started on the second DIY for today. For that DIY, I'm going to be using one of those fall bucket planners from the Dollar Tree. I have one of these round rings, these wood rings from Hobby Lobby for $1.99, and some of this rope that I pick up from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use that antique wax color paint, and I am going to paint over that round ring. And after I get that painted, what I'm going to do is hot glue this ring right to the top of that planter from the Dollar Tree. It fits perfect over there, and so what I'm going to do is just add the hot glue around the ring and place it right on top. This is going to be really simple. The next thing I'm going to do is just attach my rope using some hot glue, and I'm just going to continue to go around this little bucket until it is completely covered. And so I thought attaching this wood ring to the top of this bucket would give it a nice touch. And I do love this rope. It has a really nice fall look to it. I love using this. I picked this up from Hobby Lobby. So now I'm just going to finish off and attach the last piece, and then what I'm going to do is take some of that ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I am just going to wrap a piece of it around the center of this bucket, and I'm just going to use some hot glue to tack it down. And then after I get all of that attached, I'm just going to style this with some florals from the Dollar Tree and a bottle of wine. I think this will be great as a centerpiece on your table, or you can actually you can put some ice in this and use it to chill your wine. But I'm just using the wine bottle and the Dollar Tree florals just to style this and give it a nice fall cozy look to it. Now for my next DIY, I have a stencil from Hobby Lobby that I paid $1.25 off. It was 50% off, and it says count your blessing. I have 2 packs of these painter sticks, and I paid 98 cents for a 3-pack. These are actually my favorite from Walmart. I'm also going to be using a bud off this sunflower bunch from the Dollar Tree. I have some buffalo check ribbon from Hobby Lobby, the same color paint plus that plaster color. I use my miter saw to cut off all of my handles that I'm going to save because I'm going to use those to attach the painter sticks together. So what I'm going to do first is just line these up, but I am going to create a little design with them by pushing one out and then pushing the other one in, out, in. As you can see what I'm doing, I'm probably not explaining it right, but you can see. And then I'm going to take those handles that I cut off. I love being able to use any scraps, and so I'm going to use those to attach the sticks together by just adding some hot glue and pressing them down. Once I get that complete, what I'm going to do is take my Dollar Tree sanding block and just sand over the front to make sure that everything is nice and smooth before I go in with that antique wax paint. And I'm just going to paint over this. I am not going to wipe too much of the paint off because what I wanted to do is have a darker color than usual. I want this sign to look more like really old wood without having to distress so much. As you can see, now that I have that complete, the next thing I'm going to do is attach my stencil by using some of my painter tape and just placing some tapes on both sides so that I can keep it still while I paint over it. What I'm going to do is just use one of the little round foam brushes from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to dab it in the paint. I'm not going to put too much paint on the brush, and I'm just going to go in an up and down motion until I have the stencil covered where the words are. And what I like to do is after I finish adding my paint, before I pull up the stencil, I like to let it dry a little bit. And then what I do is pull up the stencil, and if anything bleeded out, I'll just go in and fix as much as I can. So I see there's 2 little spots that I need to fix. So I'm just going to take that brush that had that antique wax paint on it, and I'm just going to go over that little spot at the top, and it's a little spot at the bottom. Then after I get that complete, I'm going to attempt to create a bow. I'm not the best bow maker. I have been trying for almost a year now, but what I'm doing is just creating a simple bow. It don't have to be so perfect because I am going to attach that sunflower right on top of it. I'm just going to use some jute cord for the middle part, tie it, wrap it around, and then I'm going to just fluff out the bow a little bit. And once I get that complete, what I'm going to do next is just attach some of that cord to the back so that I will be able to hang that. And I just use my staple to attach it. And now what I'm going to do is hot glue that bow right to the side of the sign. I'm going to put the sunflower on top, and I am going to cut the ribbons at the bottom a little bit. And this sign is complete. I absolutely love how it turned out. The color came out great. Everything is so pretty. I absolutely love it. We're going to get started on the last DIY for today. For this DIY, I'm going to be using 2 of those tall candles from the Dollar Tree. I have some jute cord. I was going to use them flowers, but I'm going to use that ribbon instead. And then I have this teddy bear color acrylic paint. Now, I'm not going to paint over this whole candle. I'm just going to go over it a little bit. I'm not going all the way to the top because you're not going to see that anyway. I'm going to go over that with jute cord. And I want to say I did lose some footage when I was completing these candles, but I'm going to just tell you what I did. So after I painted them, I attached the jute cord to the top with some hot glue, and I just continued to wrap around this until I got down where the paint was at. Then after I got down there where the paint was at, I kind of started spreading the rope out, just going on an angle and spacing it out. And then when I got to the bottom, I did the same thing but came back up. And as you can see, I lost the footage there, and now I'm just hot gluing some of that ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's a smaller version of the ribbon that I used in the previous DIYs. I'm just hot gluing that around the center. I'm so sorry I lost the footage, but these were very simple. I thought they'll be cute for the fall, and I absolutely love how they turned out. Thank you again for watching another one of my videos. I do appreciate all of the support. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And here is a second look of all of the DIYs I created today. Remember, I did recently start a second channel, and it is called All Things Lovely. I'm going to have that channel linked in the description box below so that you can come over and pay me a visit. I would truly appreciate the support. Until next time, my friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.